All right. Can you hear me now? I changed to the microphone. There we go. I have my MacBook on. If we can, anybody can hear there. Is it better, Claudia? Let me go down here and see. No sound, no sound, no sound, still no sound. Oh, this is not good. All right, let me just check one more thing. No, I don't want that. Oh, okay, some people can hear. All right. It fades in, probably because I'm trying to use the microphone on my MacBook because my AirPods were not working. All right, so I will try to get this to settle down. Let me try my AirPods one more time because they're a lot easier when I have these plugged in. So hold on. I need to mute something here. All right. How about this? Because I have my AirPods on and I muted the MacBook. All right. Sounds like people have it. All right. I'm going to try to maneuver a little bit out to the shop and show you a little bit of the shop. And hang on. I'm going to put my camera on so you can see that. Let's see if I can get maneuver to there. There we go. All right. So let me get this and we'll come out here and take a look at what's happening in the shop. Here we go. Now, I don't know if my sound will work, if they can hear you. I can give you one of my AirPods if you would like. Okay. All right, so this is our shop owner. I think we're going to try to share them. Do you think that would work?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know.
This is my first.
I know.
Facebook Live.
I haven't really done it. Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, let me get you in here.
Oh no.
All right, that's not going to work. Here we go. The typical little Ann things are happening today. This is our shop owner, right?
Hi everyone, Megan Whitney.
Megan Whitney, and you have another shop owner too.
We do. Her name is also Megan. She actually she gave birth to her second child just early this morning. So she's obviously not here today. So, but we're very happy and proud that she just gave birth to her second daughter, Lucy. So, yeah, very exciting.
That is really exciting. So I'm going to just check the comments. I think people can hear. So let's just take a look around. I'm looking towards, this is the doorway over there. We have our Janome set up on the side. And we have our register and checkout, our big wall of fabric, and lots of projects. So tell me just a little bit about these projects here that I see, especially this one. This is a beach cover up and a sun hat.
Yes. So our shop is about 3,500 square feet, and actually our whole second floor above us is classroom space. So we have a huge educational program here at Urban Society. We do a lot of kids. We have our own kids curriculum that we use, and actually licensed to other shops as well so that they can teach kids to sew. We also have our own in-house pattern brand for adult sewing projects, and we do a lot of classes based around those as well. This is not one of our own, this one right here, but this is a beach cover-up class that we did recently, made with some of the gorgeous Free Spirit cape by William Morris Lawn.
Beautiful.
This fun little sun hat we're doing as a class. So we actually have a summer class pass thing that's going on right now. So for $359, you can take as many classes as you can possibly fit in your schedule all summer long. So that's kind of cool too. So all day long, we've got adult classes in the morning, kids classes in the afternoons, and adults are back in here at night and on the weekends. Lots of classes going on. So throughout our shop, we also have a ton of kits, project-specific kits. We always create kits for those classes. If somebody wants to just pick one up that's already packaged and not pick their own fabrics, they can just pick up a kit real quick. So you'll find tons of different project kits throughout the shop, whether it's quilts, table runners, bags, home decor.
A
Yeah,
little bit of
human
everything.
design, a little bit of everything. We kind of like to offer new, fresh stuff all the time.
All right, I'm going to take a little swing around here and get a little view. We're going to go behind you just a little bit. Here we go. Lots of cool things. I call it eye candy. Lots of things everywhere. And hopefully my signal's okay. I know I had a little bit of a weak signal, so hopefully everybody can bear with me. I mean, look at those yummy fabrics. This is the best part of my job. I get to go to all these fun places, and we have more stuff back here.
Yeah, so back here towards the back is where we have more of our apparel fabric. The kind of front and majority part of the store is quilting fabrics, but we also carry apparel fabrics, lawns, linens, rayons, knits, flannels, all sort, even velours and gauzes. We kind of carry a broad range of apparel fabric and patterns as well.
Oh, do you have these online if people wanted to
We
order
do.
online?
Pretty much everything in our store is online. We ship. We do in-store pickup if you're semi-local, but we will ship anywhere in the U.S.
Wow. Well, I'm going to sign off and go to the classroom, and I will meet up with you after my class. If you want to just follow me, we can switch some earbuds once I put things down. And I'll try not to be too shaky, everyone. Uh-oh. I found the dead end there. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for doing a little tour. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm going to have to take some time and look at those apparel fabrics. All right, everyone. I'm going to put down one computer and switch over to my regular camera. Yeah, I'll need that other one. Hopefully everything. Thank you. Thanks, Megan. All right, everyone, let's get this going. And I apologize if, let's switch to this. There we go. All right. Okay, I'm going to unplug my camera. There we go. So the shop address, we are in Westfield, New Jersey. So if you look up Urban Society, do a Google search, you'll find it there. And as Megan said, the you can look at the fabrics online as also. They also have online. Anybody do Shashiko? Look what I'm sitting near. A whole thing of Shashiko. So many things. Westfield, New Jersey. Yes. And I think I may have somebody, I'm going to post the address at the end because I don't have it on the top of my head. But we are in Westfield, New Jersey. All right, so I'm trying to stay in, Cheryl, I'm trying to stay in one place now. So I apologize for that. Sometimes when you're remote, you don't always have the best signal, and I think that's what's happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a quick lesson, and then I'll let everybody go because I don't want to, if it's buffering and you can't hear me well, that makes me worried. But I wanted to talk about, and I think you've seen this sample, some of you, this here. This is a little bit of PaintStitch up in one corner, up here, and then PhotoStitch on the rest of it, okay? And here's another one I did. This is where I combined PhotoStitch and PaintStitch, two of my favorite things. And I have another version. This was on that shiny felt, which I didn't really, it peels off, so I didn't really like it afterwards. I thought it was a good idea. And this is just sparkly felt. So this is kind of I was trying to look at making these into maybe a pin of some sort. I'm just going to shrink it down a little bit more for that. Oh, sorry, Linda. I will post the information on the store so you can take a look at that. And I apologize. Sometimes I'm just stuck with what I get for signal, so that makes it just a little bit harder. All right, so let me just show you really quick how PhotoStitch works. Because PhotoStitch, this is the monochromatic when it goes to the black and white. It renders your design to 4 colors. Okay, and then you can also play with the monochromatic. You can brighten it and darken it. So there's things that you can play with. So let me go ahead and, okay. Oh, there's some problem. Yeah. Well, let me see. Well, I still have some people here. All right, let me go to the software. I'll see if that picks up here. There we go. There, my AirPods are back on, hopefully. I had to just change something here. All right, so here we go. Of course, when you open your artistic, what I'm going to do is I need to plug in and get my, what do you call it here? My USB stick of designs so we can play just a little bit. So when you're working with PhotoStitch and PaintStitch, you are working with your graphics. So I'm going to come over here and open a new page. But I also want to open the browse function here. There we go. And I'm going to open up. Now let's see here. I thought I put the, oh, that's not what I want. Let me go in here and find my, oh, it's not, now it's not seeing my USB stick. Hang on. You know, if I'm going to have lots of troubles, it's going to be today. So it's just going to be the way it is. Let me try to plug it in this way and unplug that. There we go. And see if it sees my USB stick. Yeah, oh, yes, there we go. All right, now I'm better. Let me look at my comments. Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to continue on just a little bit, and then if this doesn't work, I'll do another video and repost it so that you guys can see it. Yeah, because I can see there's quite a delay on my iPad from what I normally do. So, all right. So I'm going to open up my folder, and we're going to choose this flower here. I want to start with this flower here, and I'm going to open it up. And here's where you can decide if you want PhotoStitch or PaintStitch. All right, and if everybody signs off, then I'm going to end up going, I guess. I apologize again. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I can write a comment here. All right, so if you do PhotoStitch and then you hit trace or OK, it automatically changes it to the 4 colors you see down below here. But when you select it and you come over to your properties, you can work on your gamma correction. So you can make some changes to it. Let me pull the other direction. And it's not going to go back to those other colors because what the 4 colors are doing, they're simulating what's in your picture. But if you go to monochromatic, you get this and I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller here. There we go. So you don't have the pink behind it. And I'm also going to close the my preview is not back there. Okay. So when you use it like this is what you would stitch out. I'm going to go in close so you can see this. There we go. And it's a little zigzag stitch. Some of them are closer together and farther apart. That's what makes the stitch. And if I was not in monochromatic, it would look like this. So you can see the layering of those stitches to get the colors. And in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see what the colors are. Okay. I'm going to go back out. Now, when you want to kind of do the layering things that I was doing, one thing I would do is on this one with monochromatic, I would go ahead and get this one ready to stitch out. And then I would go back to my browser. I'd go back to my flower. And then I would open as PaintStitch, but I'm going to crop it. And I'm only going to use, well, I'm going to use this bottom part today. I'm only going to use this much of it down here. So I cropped it down. If you don't see those little blue dots, if you just drag your cursor on here, you'll see it then. And then I'm going to select OK. And now that it's here, I can make changes to it under the PaintStitch options. So it's standard blending right now. Maybe I want to do high blending. That kind of bumps it up a little bit. If I do high smoothing, We'll go in close and take a look at that. There we go. So paint stitch is layered stitching. It's thread work. And once I get this where I want it, I can copy it and go back a page and then do paste here and drag it to this corner. There we go. And then I would just adjust. There we go. A little bit. There we go. So I have this neat black and white look to this. So this is kind of a fun thing to do with your monochromatic. Now, let me go back to the browser, and I have a picture in here. Let's see. Oh, this one here. Nope, it's not that one. Hang on. Oh, here, my family. All right, so this one here is my little niece, and this one looks really cute in PhotoStitch. And I'm going to do OK. But when you first do it, of course, it never looks really good. So I'm going to go into the monochromatic, and then I can do my gamma correction to make that look a little bit better, a little darker. See how it's darkening up? So you can see her features just a little bit better. And then if you want, I don't want to do the negative, but I switched out my thread when I was stitching this on my machine. I gave it to her mom and dad, so I don't have it to show. But I did it in like a sepia or a brown color, so it looked like an old-fashioned picture. And if I bring her away from those lines, you can see it a lot better. So I don't think I would do a layered look with photographs because you'd have to like cut part of the face out, and that just might look very scary, I think. But if you have something like this is the other niece, and if we do, I'm going to do this in PaintStitch just really quick. There we go. So this is PaintStitch with that picture. It has a lot more colors in it, so you can see how pretty that is on there. And I'm going to go back and I'll make a second one with the PhotoStitch. There we go. And I'm going to make that black and white. And I'll pump it up. That looks like a model's picture, I'll have to tell you. There we go. And then I'm going to copy that just to put it on the other page with this one. There we go. See, and I don't think I would stitch it out like this, but I think this is a cool effect because this is like 30,000 stitches. This is just layering the monochromatic on top of the color. So it really gives it just a little artsy look on there. So you can see the difference in the two, because sometimes people get confused between the PaintStitch and the PhotoStitch. All right. Wait, I still have people out there, so that's good. I'm not sure how many of you have played with this before. I have another flower in here I can pick too. Let me go back to my folder. And this here is, we know who that is. That's Janome Cat, or Mr. Cheeto. And I'm going to do him, I don't know how it would look, as PhotoStitch. So again, I'm not, when you use the colors that are down here, I don't really care for how that looks as well, but you can work a little bit with the gamma correction to bring that back in. I'm lowering it. There we go. So we get a little bit better look to that one with Mr. Cheeto. So we can go. So it's a little bit different look. And when you look really close, you might not like it up close, but far away, this would look great with a frame around it. You could also build an embroidered frame around it if you wanted to, and then have it all stitched out and send it, to somebody that way. It wouldn't really work on a card because it's pretty thick when you're working with it. If I wanted to change that to monochromatic and then change the gamma again, because that's really dark this way. There we go. Doesn't he look handsome? when he gets like this. So you can see a lot of detail. So when you want to cut ones apart and do the layering, okay, sorry, Sharon. Yeah, it's hard. I don't know. My signal isn't that great today. It looks like I have a good signal, but I don't think I have the speed that I need to be working. Here's another one of these flowers. This is a hand-drawn flower. And I'm going to do this one in PhotoStitch really quick. So we have it here. That comes out color-wise kind of nice. And I could play with the, there we go, the gamma correction on that. That's looking really nice. And then I'm going to go back and get it and do it, part of it in PaintStitch. And maybe I'll just do the top corner like that little part there, and open as PaintStitch. So be sure to play around with your designs. Now there's not a whole lot going on with that. That might not look great. And I'm going to put it over here. There we go. Yeah, it's not, there we go. It's going to have to fit up in there. But you can, if you wanted to save your, let me delete that because I don't think it saved the part I wanted. One of the things you can do is if you take your PaintStitch in and save it as a JEF file and reopen it, you can use your knife tool and cut away those parts of it to make the look here. And I'm going to go back to my camera, if I can get it to go back to my camera. Here we go. There we are. So on these ones here, all right, I took this into, I made it a JEF file, and then I reopened it and I used my knife tool to cut away the parts I didn't want. You can even layer a regular embroidery on top of your PhotoStitch, and it just gives you a nice deep, kind of layered look in there. So I want to give you guys a bit of a challenge to start opening your software, play a little bit with PhotoStitch and PaintStitch. It gives you an option. We can just use our convert to stitches. There's a lot of editing that has to go on with that, of course, depending on your design. But you can really do some fun things, I think, with using your combining those two things together. Don't be afraid to try different things with that. I've even taken shapes that I made. I think I did a video on this a couple weeks ago where I created some shapes on the computer here, and then I brought them in and converted them to PaintStitch. And so then they had that nice texture to them. So you can really add more texture to other things that you're doing, maybe clothing, maybe you're doing some wall hangings with lots of texture and things like that. All right, everyone, I apologize for my signal today. Sometimes it works really well and sometimes it doesn't, but I'll be back next week. I'll post the address of the page in here. Yeah, Marty, I'll do that. I will do it from home. So, all right, everyone, I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thank you for hanging in there with me, and we'll see you again. I'll be in my studio next time. Thanks, everyone.